welcome. It's so good to have you all here. So we're going to be talking about the unicorn roadmap for Fintech 2030. And if you didn't pay attention to that intro, my name is Divya Nair, and I work at Hub 71, where I get to oversee the startup journey and work with some phenomenal, inspiring entrepreneurs. So one of them is here with us today. His name is Ko Onosawa. He's the co-CEO of Bit2Me, which is Spain's leading crypto exchange platform. So, Ko, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? We're going to go off script. So tell us about yourself and a little bit about what made you build Bit2Me.
First of all, thank you for having me here.
You are welcome.
Super excited. This place smells like strawberries. Quick show of hands, who has Bitcoin? Who holds Bitcoin? It's the safest city in the world, yeah? They're not going to rob you. Okay, that's enough. My name is Ko. I grew up between Japan, Spain, and the Philippines, where I had first-hand experience on how hard it was to send money abroad, and also the great experience of being in Europe and in Japan, where the capital markets are much more accessible than in places like the Philippines, for example. When I moved to Spain, we set up Bit2Me to solve a very complicated problem, which was crypto. This was back in 2015. It was weird. It was magic internet money. It was unsafe. Nobody understood it. And we sought out to solve that problem. And by doing so, we created virtually the world's largest Spanish first academy for crypto. We have about 6 to 10 million unique alumni per year. And in that, converted them into our brokerage exchange. And we're continuing our vision to doing that by growing our retail business, obviously, in Europe, the GCC, and Latin America. But more importantly, we appified the entire app, which you can download also, Bit2Me, so that banks can offer the same crypto products to hundreds and millions of their customers through our liquidity and wallet infrastructure. And this will start January next year as regulations for crypto in the European Union become much more clear.
Yeah, so you talked about regulation just now, so that was going to be one of my questions. How do you navigate this? Because especially in the fintech space, let alone crypto, regulation is very much needed. So how are you navigating that? Or I also know that you're the first approved partner with the Bank of Spain as an exchange platform. So how did that work, and how did that influence your growth?
So regulation, or the absence of regulation before, was our biggest blocker. And the only way to fix that was to establish trust. And through not just our academy, but also doing seminars and educational sessions with the Bank of Spain, the Ministry of Defense, the Interpol, FBI, all these things, how we talked about anti-money laundering issues. We had to establish this trust first. And eventually, in the late 2020, late part of our journey, Europe decided to regulate, and so we were there to help them and really have a dialogue with them. And so establishing trust is number one. And I think I'm really glad of where we are now with regulation, because now it's not a blocker, right? Now it's an accelerator.
Yeah. So fintech is a highly competitive space. So a lot of startups that are we see a lot of startups that apply in the fintech space. How are you staying ahead? Like, what sets you apart from the competition?
Number one, in Europe, we're an onshore company, which means we adhere to all of the rules locally, and that's important. And so we're able to show the banks and financial institutions, government, who's also our customers, that we are regulated by all of your governing bodies. And governance is still done in Europe. And so we're personally liable if anything happens. So first, we don't want to go to jail. And then second, we want our business to flourish. And so those are two very major incentives, I think, for doing things right.
That is true. So how does that work when you want to expand into new markets? Because that's also another critical part for all startups. They need to start scaling, looking at market expansions. And with crypto, it's such a volatile market. So how do you deal with the volatility and the expansion?
I guess so. Two-part question, right? One is expanding into different markets is always hard and expensive. We were kind of radioactive to VC firms in the past. Nobody would touch crypto. And that forced us to be a bootstrap company. So we've been profitable ever since we started the company until this day. And so that also means that we can't just go and splurge by opening new markets. And so our strategy then focuses and shifts into partnering up with the right people and the right companies. And so how we're doing Latin America, for example, is we're piggybacking on the banks that have distribution there to over 400 million customers, and we will plug in our liquidity in our wallet with them, and also with the telcos. And by doing this, we aligned with them by asking them to invest in our company during the first time we did a round. We did our first round ever just 2 years ago. And that was kind of like our, I guess, a Series A size. So we've all in all, we've raised about 40 million. And then we're closing another 40 million now.
Another 40 million.
Another. But that comes in a very small amount of time. Before that, we were really just kind of, holding our breath. And the second part of your question is during the volatility, especially during volatility, right? So if anybody here who knows crypto, it's cyclical. Bear markets are nice, but crypto winters are just bad. And so you have to fix and adjust accordingly. For example, we're not going to be throwing ads at you on how to trade Bitcoin and crypto market. We're going to show you how do you earn yield from depositing stablecoin. What is a stablecoin? Why is it much better to get yield there rather than keeping your money in fiat in a bank? How can we help you send money across and save you money? So giving value and adjusting the business during the volatility is key to keep you alive. And then I think investors see that. So when we went out to raise additional funding, then obviously we came into a position of strength and with a lot of battle scars also.
Well, for everyone in the audience who's not trading crypto or a lot like me, still learning what this industry is like, Bitcoin good, that's what I've been told. But how does everyday non-Web3 bro access Bit2Me?
Web3 bro, insist.
How does anyone else? How does Bit2Me support that, or support anyone?
First is to educate yourself. I mean, this isn't some type of casino, although sometimes it may seem like that. It's not. It's really not. Crypto is. There's stable coins where people are sending money abroad really cheaply. In Argentina, for example, it used to be impossible for them to get exposure to the dollar. Now they just kind of walk in, and now they just literally download an app and they can hedge their own currency and send money across Spain and Argentina cheaply and transparently and fast. So that's one part of crypto. The other one is looking at it as a speculative asset like Bitcoin, and see what does that mean in terms of your overall investment strategy. Kind of what we call first world problems or rich people problems, and just getting to know more about what the digital asset space in general means, right? So you're tokenizing real world assets. That's kind of like a buzzword now too, and how that's going to play alongside the global financial system. So I think education is number one, and see where your interests lie. You can be interested in one area and then work on that, and yeah, we all need builders and investors in this space to keep it going. We all want this to succeed, right? So we have this.
So anyone here can just download the app today?
Anyone here can download the app. iStore, Android, Bit2Me.
And you talked about the Bit2Me Academy, so that's going to be something that they can access on the
That's on the app, yeah. We have the Rosetta Stone of crypto. We have crypto news. Everything's on the app. That's like a super app.
Okay. So looking ahead at, the topic for today is the roadmap for 2030. What do you see as the trends and the disruptions, and what's coming that people should be paying attention to?
People should be paying attention to where their interests lie and how this new technology can start fixing problems there. Because like crypto and blockchain is kind of like talking about AI also. It's just a technology layer. The problem we solved is making it easier and safe for people to get into it, in and out of it, right? But then others are solving problems that blockchain and crypto does solve as well. And so I would encourage anybody to be passionate about what they want to solve, and then see if this technology makes sense. You can't just put anything on blockchain and use it, or just like AI too, right? So it's an upgrade. So we talk about financial systems. I'm really excited about stable coins around the world. I think real settlement of money on chain instantly and transparently is a game changer, something that we're still struggling with banks. And trust me, I have 4 banks on my board. This is something that we talk about all the time. That's what I'm personally passionate about and looking to do, so that my kids will have wallets before they have bank accounts, or their bank account has a wallet.
Either or. That as you start, I mean, today you've been coined a minicorn or a soonicorn to be. What does the next 2 years look like for you and the team?
So the MiCA regulation in the European Union, if some of you are familiar, means that crypto is and will be legal, and that means there's clear framework on what we can sell, how we can sell it. I'm really excited about that because the banks are now integrating our infrastructure so that they can start offering the same products we offer. So we're actually not competing against them. We're going to be helping them move faster to come into this space. And I think especially here in the GCC through Abu Dhabi, which is the most advanced and crypto-friendly jurisdiction, in my opinion, has almost like the responsibility and to help push this globally. The amount of trade that comes through around the world through the UAE is substantial, and if we can help small companies and big companies move money faster and cheaper, everybody benefits from that.
Okay, well, Ko, I can see like time is always flying when the two of us are speaking. I get to talk to him quite a lot, but I appreciate you being here and sharing your insights. For the audience, there's a lot of investors, startups, innovators that are here. What's one piece of advice that you would like to share with everyone? Or maybe something that happened in your journey that you are like, guys, watch out for this.
Watch out for this.
Or advice, anything you want to leave us with.
Um, in our company, we like to say something in Spanish. It's called buena gente que son gente buena, which is good people who do good things, or good people who are good at doing things. And I think surrounding yourself, I've learned, with that type of people is really important. It goes for the board, the employee, even the clients. They're not always right. That's really important, and just have fun in the process. This is not my first company that I founded, and I hope to God that we become, or inshallah, right? We become a unicorn. If not, it's okay. But I'm pretty confident that we're well on our way because of this advice. Like we're very strict on who we surround ourselves with. Especially, I mean, evident now that we're with Absem and T1. We're both wearing green.
Good answer.
We planned this all along. I think that's the main advice. Have fun, keep your head down, talk less, do more.
Talk less. Do more. Well, thank you for sharing that, Ko, and thank you for being here, and thank you to our audience. That was a very fast 15 minutes, so thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you guys.
being with us.